Hi guys, I'm Noreen. Welcome to my channel. I created this new look with several new products which I purchased myself. So if you want to see how I created this look, please keep on watching. So let's get the makeup look started. So I'm going to pin my hair back. I just got my hair cut and colored yesterday. But as of right now, for my look, I've got my contact lenses in, I've moisturized, and I've got my sunscreen on. So for my base, I'm going to try this is my first time trying this too, so we're going to see how this goes. But this is a Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, oil-free. It has sunscreen, SPF 20, but the minimum recommended by a dermatologist is SPF 30, so I'm not going to rely only on this for sunscreen. The color I'm going to be using today is 2W1 Bisque. I use the Sephora's website to color match myself. I use Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I'm in the color 5.75, but I'm not going to use that today. But I use this to color match with the Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. I was hearing really good things about it, so I decided I'm going to give this a try. Do you use your hands or do you use a sponge? I'm going to put it on my eyelids too. I like to have a little bit of base on my eyelids. Oh boy, did I use too much? I drag some of this down to my neck. Hey, it looks really nice. But I'm gonna take a look in the mirror as well too. Only a few spots that I feel like I need to cover are around my nose. As you saw, I have dark circles. I mean, they're not incredibly dark, but they're there. It did a really nice job even giving me some coverage on my under eye area, so that was really good. In the meantime, the rest of my face has had some time to dry. I feel like it's not tacky anymore. I don't feel like I'm gonna need to set this either, so which is really nice. I should keep a mirror with me. This is my first makeup tutorial online, so I'm learning the process. Okay, so I've got my trusty mirror that I got from Amazon with me. I am surprised, so this is a good one. I'm gonna put it in my basket. I'm gonna try this again. The one thing I didn't do with this one was I didn't use a primer underneath. I went sunscreen straight with the moisturizer, and I'm wondering what the difference is gonna be if I use my primer. My favorite primer, I have two favorite primers. One is the Giorgio Armani one that I use with my liquid foundation, but obviously I didn't use that. And then the second one is my Becca backlit primer. So I'm curious to see if a primer makes a difference, if it makes it a little more glowy. It's got a little bit of glow to it, so I don't think I need to add more. I'm afraid that it's gonna make it too dewy. So we're gonna just play with it the way it is. Now I'm gonna open up my trusty makeup pouch. So for under eye, I like to use a Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. How this goes. I'm actually at the end of the tube, so I'm scraping towards the bottom, but I want to get my money's worth, so I'm going to add a little extra under my nose and under my eye. So typically for my eye look, I actually use a 2 concealer method. I learned this from the Sephora website. Sephora has some master makeup artists that provide tips and tricks, and I learned this tip from them, from one of the videos, that I use a neutral colored under eye concealer just to even out the under eye area, and then I use a brightening under eye concealer under any type of swelling or bags that I have. I do have them, and in certain type of lighting it's really apparent. And I have noticed I also need some coverage on my cheek as well too. These are little cheek bags that I have. There's a special name for them. I'm gonna have to look it up for the next time I do a makeup review. But this is to really help even out. But oh my goodness, with the tinted moisturizer, I am really surprised that I don't need that much coverage on top. The Nars concealer that I use, the color I use is Macadamia. It's 1.5. And the brush I'm using is from Sigma. It's their 3D Precision. It's a little one. I'm going to add a little bit more concealer to it. Like I mentioned, I like to add a little bit of a highlighting under eye concealer. So this is called Macadamia, which is the same as the Nars concealer, but this is Becca. This is Becca, also called Macadamia. It doesn't have a number, but that's what I was color matched with at Sephora. So I'm just gonna, I like to add this not all over, but under the deep, like underneath the darkest part of my under eye area. I'm saying under a lot. So, and then I like to set it, the under eye area. So I go in next to the tear duct area, and then, or specifically for this under eye, I use the Sigma P84 Precision Angle Brush. Regardless of the type of base that I use, I like to cover up my under eye because that's one area that I'm really self-conscious about. I feel that once I cover up my under eyes, it brightens up my face. So for setting, Bare Minerals Bare Pro Powder, but I am using the color Champagne 03. I really like using Bare Mineral as a powder base, and I have two colors that I use. My regular color for the rest of my face is the Golden Nude 13, but for the under eye setting, I use the Champagne color. This is a tip I got online from a YouTuber. It really does help prolong the under eye makeup. So while I am working on my eyes, I wanted to test out the new Nars Afterglow. It's the new Nars Afterglow palette. But since I'm inspired by this lipstick, it's the Too Faced Melted Matte. I had to try out the pumpkin spice color. Now Too Faced comes out with their seasonal colors, palettes, lip color every year. I didn't get the eyeshadow palette because I felt like it is redundant for me. I have so many palettes already with similar colors, so I skipped the palette, but I'm big on lip color. So this is a color I wanted to try out. And when I am inspired by lip color, I like to put on the lip color first to see what the eye color is gonna look like. So I'm gonna swatch it on my arm. Now these colors are really pretty, so I'm trying to see which way I'm gonna go with this lip color. My absolute favorite lip color that I use with everything is the Revlon Color Stay. And the color that I wear in the lip liner is called Wine. And if I want to create an ombre look, I can. And the ombre look that I want to develop always starts with this color. Oh my God. The pumpkin spice, the cinnamon smell. So from what I can see on the screen is this is a little bit more orange than it is in the mirror. So, but we'll work with it. This is a really pretty palette, and it has a bit of warmth to it. Some of the shimmers are warm, some of the shimmers are pinkish, and you've got a golden color as well too. So I'm trying to swatch on my arm while looking at the lipstick to see which color, which way do I want to go. The lipstick is a little bit darker in person, so what I think I'm gonna do is start a little transition. Let's see what happens. Since this is a daytime look, I don't think I'm going to get very heavy-handed with the colors. Primarily, so this is called Crushed, so it's a little bit of a matte, warm orangey color, and I'm just putting it in my crease area as a transition color. Since I had put in the Tinted Moisturizer on my eyelids, it's providing a very nice grip. I'll go a little bit darker, so on the corner of my eyes, and this color is called Shadow Hill. It's another matte color. And I typically like to do my face before I do my eyes. Clean that up a little bit. So just blend both sides out a bit. And I think for a daytime look, this is pretty nice. I might add a little bit more of the original warm color to the edges. And I'm not a makeup artist. This is just a fun tutorial. And then I'm going to add a little bit of highlight using First Taste. Just do my brow area. Just so it's a little bit more lit. I'll add some here as well. We've seen colors like these before, like for example Tarte's Toasted Palette and Urban Decay had something similar as well too. But the one difference is that besides having the toasted colors, the warm orangey colors, we also have some pinky colors here as well too. This is like a bit more magenta color. So it gives you options of leaning both ways. So I really like this palette for that reason. It makes it a good travel companion. Some of the other palettes stay in one range, so the fact that you have a little versatility is really nice. So I think I'm going to keep this palette and play around with it a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to fill up my brows. My favorite, and I've looked everywhere, I'll talk about this in another video too, but my favorite eye pencil is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. It's a little bit whiter, and the color I'm using is taupe, believe it or not. I tested out other colors at Ulta back pre-COVID times, and this color seemed to shade match well with my eyebrows, even though I have such dark hair. But over my eyebrows, I don't like to go super dark, so this worked out really nice. And I also was using the pot as well too, but I feel that with work and with my daughter, school, when I'm getting ready in a hurry, nothing beats the pencil. I think I'm happy with my brows. My favorite eyeliner is the Stila, and it's so dirty too, but the Stila Stay All Day waterproof liquid eyeliner, and I'm wearing it in intense black, and that's always the color that I wear on my eyes. Okay, so I'm happy with the way the liner looks. I like to tight line with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil. The color I use is Demolition. It's a dark brown color. And the reason I don't use black is because sometimes I will get fallout from the eyeliner as the day goes on. So instead of having a black rim under my eye, the light brown or the dark brown color is much better, so that it just adds to the look. Mascara, I'm going to use L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. I like to use it with a primer too. So I like to prime first, and while the primer dries, I'll do some contouring and blush. You don't have to use the primer. I like to use it because I feel it adds to the look of the lashes. So while the primer dries, I'm going to contour. And for contouring, I'm using the Dior Quad. This is the 001 Universal Palette. It's not my favorite, to be quite honest, because it was really expensive. But I only end up using the bottom two colors. This is a good contour color for me, and then I add this just for a little bit of bronzing. But I never touch the top two colors. They're supposed to be highlighting, or maybe even setting for the eyes, but I don't think it works really well. It's finely milled, but it's not my favorite. So I feel like for the amount of money I spent, I am only using the bottom two colors. So if the quad was just these two, this would have been a perfect fit. I didn't need the highlighting colors. Maybe somebody uses it, but I didn't really quite need it. And for contouring, I like to use the Sigma Soft Angled Contour F23 Plus brush. And my forehead is not that big. The space, the real estate on my forehead is a bit small. So and the way my hair falls, I end up getting some natural shadows anyways on my forehead. So I typically don't even need to add contour or bronzing to my forehead. Since my face is wider than my forehead, I end up focusing on my jaw, which is quite wide for me, and my cheeks as well too. And so I end up contouring underneath. And I'm pretty generous when it comes to contouring because I've seen my pictures without contouring and I don't like it. It really does add 10 pounds to your face if you don't contour, or at least if I don't. So, and right now, since I'm beginning my channel, I'm using my phone, and hopefully with time I'm going to upgrade, and then what comes across on the screen will be a lot more true to color than what I'm seeing in the mirror. Okay. All right, so time to do lashes. Oh, I gotta keep my mirror close at hand because I don't want to poke myself while I have contacts in place. And this mascara was a nice surprise. It's a drugstore one, but I feel that of all the drugstore ones that I've tried, this has been hands down the best. I lean more towards mascaras that are not waterproof, primarily because it's not very humid where we live, and when even it is humid, I'll just skip mascara. But when I wash my mascara, that's where I feel I run into trouble. I should use a makeup remover, but I don't. I guess I'm lazy, but I would prefer to just get my mascara washed off with just the cleansing oil that I'm using and then the soap afterwards. I double cleanse with Clinique products, so I just want to wash it off as quickly as possible. And this washes off very nicely without me tugging on my lashes. I don't know if this is the right shirt to wear with this, but we're just gonna go with it. So Ulta had their 21 Days of Beauty sale, and I had been eyeballing the Cover FX blushes for a while. I like having the highlighter with the blush, so I bought a few colors because I like matching my shadows with my blushes with my makeup look. So I ended up buying 5. How about soft peach? Oh yeah, so I think this would be a really nice match with my look. This is the first time I'm trying this color off. I think this was a good color match for the look. It puts the whole look together. This blush goes on very nicely. It's very pigmented, but the shimmer color is the exact opposite. You literally have to pinch the brush. I have to pinch the brush and apply it on. I'm gonna apply it on to the high points of my cheek. Because that, so let's see, that would be this. I don't go high up on my cheek here. I have some natural eye bags under my eye and on my cheek. And if I highlight right in that area, it accentuates the effect. So I'm trying to avoid accentuating what I don't feel comfortable with. So squeeze, 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 squeeze. And yeah. And as dewy this look is, even though I don't know if you'll be able to tell this or not, but as dewy as the look is, I don't think I'm going to add any highlighting to my nose or my face. I think this is enough. Okay, so let me take my hairpins out. A little fluffing to my hair. I'm on second, like, did I mention I'm on second day hair? Which means that this was smooth. My hair is never this smooth. My hairdresser really blow dried the heck out of my hair, so there's not any frizz, which is something I'm learning how to combat. I'm better with makeup than I am with hair. So I wish this is a smoothness I could get all the time, but I probably won't. So this is the finished look. Like I said, I was light with the eyes. I kept the eyeshadows light. I've got some jewelry to the look. Alright guys, it's been 7 hours, so I wanted to do a check-in with the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. I did my makeup video, I recorded the video around 2 o'clock, so now it's almost 9 o'clock. I've done a bunch of housework. I haven't been outside. It's been cooler outside anyways, but the tinted moisturizer looks really nice. I feel like around the nose it's not that bad at all. It may have worn off a tiny bit because I was rubbing and I had dinner. The lipstick's all gone. It's just what you see here is the stain left from the lip liner. But overall, I feel there is some of the dewiness from the tinted moisturizer. You still see the blush, you still see the shimmer from the blush. The eye look is still going strong. So overall, the products that I tested to date worked out really, really nicely. I am very pleasantly surprised with the tinted moisturizer, especially because I feel like it really has helped cut down my steps, especially when I'm trying to get ready. I didn't have to use a primer, and this was a very nice moisturizer with a very nice coverage. So just a brief comparison with the type of tinted moisturizers I've used in the past and really didn't have much luck with. I've tried the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel. It was way streaky. I had a difficult time finding a color match with that gel. It didn't provide as good of a coverage as this one did. And I have also tried the Nars Tinted Moisturizer as well. I was able to find a color match with the tinted moisturizer, but still the coverage just wasn't there, and I didn't feel like it lasted long enough. So if you like this look, please give it a thumbs up, and I would love to read your comments as well, and please consider subscribing to my channel if you want to see more looks. And thank you for watching. Bye bye now.